everybody? This is another episode of Scruffy City Sports. I am Norm Shaver, and I've got my lovely co-host with me today, Garrett Cheatham. Garrett, how are you doing?
Good. What is going on, y'all? How are you, Norm? How you doing today?
I'm doing good. We've got this new, I feel like Luke Bryan joined the chat. If we were talking like that with that new intro music. I'm not sold on it. I think I liked it before I actually played it and listened to it for about 30 seconds. So
we're still searching for the intro.
Yeah, I need a solid, just pick a song and stick with it and never change it again. So
I was going to say, that's what all the podcasts have, the consistency.
Yeah, I need someone to make me some music. So any of our myriad of listeners out there, I don't know if that's the correct term to use, plethora of listeners out there that want to make us a jingle, I would be more than happy to pay you. Or I just need like a 15 to 30 second something with a nice little hook at the very end of it. That's all I'm looking for.
Honestly, if you want to give it to us, for free, we'll give you a shout out every single podcast.
Yeah,
about that?
We can do that. And also, fun fact, this week I'm working with a graphics designer to get a new logo. The Scruffy City Sports logo, while it's been tried and true and tested for the last year or so, it's in need for a little upgrade. So this week we're going to do a little work on that, and I don't know what we're going to come up with. I have no idea. I'd still like to see the sun sphere in it somehow, but
you got to keep Knoxville in it.
If not, whatever. We'll see where it lands us. So looking forward to it. I have no idea.
I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see the mock-ups.
Yeah, so the mock-ups will be good. I'll share those.
What is it? As Pam says.
Yes.
Do some mocks and some watercolors and all that.
That's true. And then we'll have Dwight critique it and say there's two suns, there's two shadows. This is a horrible picture. That's why no one came to your art gallery release, Pam. That's a good episode. That one right there.
That is.
I mean, they're all great. There's nothing wrong with The Office at all. It's a fantastic show. Just remember, it came out 15 years ago, and sensitivities, as my good friend Dave Portnoy would say, have changed quite a bit since that show was out on the air.
They have.
So, Garrett, let's. I don't know what we're going to talk about today. UT sports. We'll probably do a little UT baseball recap, and we can do.
I'm glad you mentioned them, because I've actually got the top 25 pulled up right now.
I've not looked since the old Vols. Since we last spoke, I'll give you a rundown really quickly here. Since we last spoke, the UT base Vols took 2 out of 3 from Florida. They gave up the series sweep on Sunday, blew a lead in late innings there, and lost that one, but still took the series overall sweep. Then they played Western Carolina on Tuesday night of last week. I guess I should say we're recording this on April the 21st, so that was a week ago. And then they lost 2 out of 3 to Vanderbilt. The old Vandy boys came in here. We'll talk a little bit more about those games. Lost 2 out of 3 to them. Had a great game on Saturday. And then last night, Garrett, do you have what they did last night, or do you want me to tell you?
They were playing Tennessee Tech, correct?
Yes, they played the old Tennessee Tech War Eagles. I don't know what they are. Eagles?
I think they're the Golden Eagles.
Golden
I
Eagles.
believe is what they are.
I think that's correct, which is an actual bird. That's a real bird, a golden eagle. Just fun fact there. They played last night. It was tied going into the bottom of the 9th inning, and good friend of the podcast, second baseman Max Ferguson, had a nice little walk-off single to win that game 3-2 in walk-off fashion, which is always fun. Everybody wants a walk-off win on a Tuesday night against your in-state rival, the Tennessee Tech Golden Eagles.
I like the sound of that.
I mean, I do too. Really and truly.
I hate to walk off with them, but what are you gonna do?
Well, I mean, that's kind of how they did it. They won. And they didn't walk off because they were the visiting team against Western Carolina, but that was a 14-13 game, or 14-12. I can't remember. My mind is skipping me. I'm losing my mental fatigue there. But it was 14-12, I do believe, that game, and they won that one in late inning heroics as well. So
yeah.
But again, they're doing great things. I love all the moxie. I think it's the term I'm going to stick with, moxie or swagger. Do people still say swagger? That was kind of a hot topic maybe 5-6 years ago.
I think swagger kind of transitioned to BDE.
BDE. Okay.
Yeah.
I prefer either one of those, but we'll go with Moxie. I love Coach Vitello. Really and truly, we are essentially the same age, me and Coach Vitello. I actually think he's 2 years younger than me. But if I could be a D1 coach and just, that would be fantastic. The energy that man brings, even to a press conference, is pretty next level.
Yeah. 100% it is.
He's a good guy. I really hope that he stays here for a long time. I think they could have a General Nealon type statue outside of Lindsey Nelson Stadium with Coach Vitello and that flowing locks of hair that he has from his Italian brother Paulie. He's up there. He's from Paulie up there in where are they
Bronx.
from? Jersey? I can't remember where Paulie's from. I think it's Jersey.
Jersey.
But yeah, so that's fantastic stuff. I think the next purchase I get, I don't know if you saw, Garrett, my new shirt. It's my favorite Big Bear in my sleeve. And I've got hold on. Got a wardrobe change. And I've got my other mitt on for when I steal second base here in a few minutes.
Got the mitt.
Yeah, but I think my next purchase will be a pink daddy hat. I really think that's going to go well with our podcast. So
I think it fits. I think it fits the podcast extremely well.
I do too. So speaking of the podcast, we'll do a little news and notes. Garrett, since our last Zoom meeting, I've been so tied up at work that I've been spending a lot of late nights on the computer, just researching. So I've come across, and we've made a YouTube page. I mean, we've got hundreds and thousands of views. I mean, we're busting out the seams. And how many zooms? I actually registered to be monetized, and YouTube is already sending me a diamond play button. So that's how exciting that is. But we have a YouTube page now. I don't know if you could guess the name of it. Scruffy City Sports was not taken. So if you go to youtube.com/Scruffy City Sports, you will find all 2 videos that we have listed on there in our hundreds of thousands of views from all of our friends out there.
Well, you got to keep the name consistent. Keep it easy for people to find.
Across all platforms. So you can find us on TikTok, Scruffy City Sports, Instagram, Scruffy City Sports. I think we're Scruffy Sports on Twitter because Scruffy City Sports is too long. So Scruffy Sports on Twitter, Gmail, Scruffy City Sports Podcast, because Scruffy City Sports was already taken on the Gmail for who knows what reason.
You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, so that's how you can get a hold of us. And again, this week, new branding. So maybe we'll have some merchandise soon. We're trying to get some revenue streams coming to this podcast in the near future.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the hope.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yep, we're taking over. So Pit Viper, if you want to sponsor us, looking for these knockoff Pit Vipers are not the move. While they do look fashionable on me,
they do look good.
I'm not going to lie.
They're big time.
I kind of like it. I'm going to use them to go bass fishing soon. Really.
I think you'd get a couple looks from some serious bass fishermen out there.
Now, if I went out there with my sleeve on, my arthritic sleeve for my shoulder, my torn labrum, I think I might have to change it up. I do have a lot of Carhartt stuff. Because I was in Carhartt before everybody was in Carhartt. I just want that to be known. Years.
You can't, if somebody's wearing Carhartt, are they hitched or do they have a forklift driving, certification? Who knows?
Well, when I come out in my skinny jeans in my trendy like Kill Shots or New Balances, people probably know the answer. But I'm going to say it's because I liked it before everyone else did. I was ahead of the trend. Cool. Yeah, ahead of the trend. We'll keep going with UT Sports. We'll just derailed there for just a minute. This weekend, they play at your favorite other SEC school, College Station, down there against the Texas Agriculture and Mechanical School, Texas A&M, for those that aren't familiar with the name. They're going down there for a 3-game set starting Friday night at 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central. They have a 3-game set, and then they come home Tuesday night to play Lipscomb at Lindsey Nelson, and then the following weekend, I think, is South Carolina, but that's a stretch, and I'm not looking, so I'm going to say it's another SEC opponent the following weekend.
Well, Lipscomb always has a pretty solid baseball team.
I feel like that's true. I don't.
They're never like anything crazy good, but they usually have a pretty solid team.
I would agree. And I don't know what it is about the Tuesday night games. They've all seemed to be really close for the Vols lately. So I don't know if they're just resting a bunch of people or overlooking teams or what the deal is there. But, a win is a win, and I think last night was their 30th win of the season, so I think they're 30-8. Yeah, okay. So
30-8.
That's a really good record. Where do they rank now? Because I feel like you said you had what they were.
So I'm about to say I do, and that was actually something I wanted to get into because, okay, so now the standings, they came out on Monday night. So at the time, we only had 29 wins only, I say, and we had, just come off of 2 losses to Vanderbilt, which to me is not bad.
No, they're the number 2 team in the land. So
number 2 team in the nation. Here's what I'd like to get into, and I'm looking at the standings, and again, this is as of Monday night, but we'll just go based off of this. Why in the world is Louisville baseball ranked 7th? And the previous week they were ranked 7th. So they didn't change any. And because listen to their record. So our record at the time of this poll, we were 6th.
Yep.
And we were 29-8. 29-8. Louisville is ranked 7th. They're 22-11.
I don't see how you could say the competition for Louisville, which I guess, are they in the ACC?
Well, they're in the ACC. So, I thought ahead of you. I've already looked at their schedule.
Okay.
Got it pulled up right here. So I was like, maybe their strength of schedule was bad. Let me tell you who they've played. Bellarmine, Eastern Kentucky,
Bellarmine,
Western Illinois, Morehead State. They, in a 3-game series against Georgia Tech, who at the time was ranked 10th, they only won 1 game. Played Murray State. They swept Boston College, who was ranked 13 at the time. Or they may have been ranked 13 in the preseason polls.
Okay.
But Boston College is no longer ranked, I don't think. Let me see. No, Boston College is no longer ranked. They swept them, though. I will give them that. NC State, out here in old Raleigh. Yep. They swept them, but they're not ranked either. Western Kentucky. They split with Notre Dame and postponed a game. They lost to Cincinnati. They won the series. Wake Forest lost Kentucky. Won 2 games against Florida State. Lost the other. Won 2 games at Virginia. And then won another Kentucky game. And then for the rest of their season, they played Pittsburgh, Clemson, 1 game at Vanderbilt, Duke series, North Carolina series, Miami series.
I wonder if they're like considered a blue blood for baseball. I don't know what a baseball blue blood is, like a Kentucky, Duke, North Carolina, Kansas, UCLA.
I mean, I know it's a lot of ACC schools are pretty good in baseball, but like Clemson's not ranked. I don't think North Carolina's ranked anymore. No, they're not ranked anymore. NC State's not ranked anymore. I mean, so I don't know what they're going off of.
I don't either.
To have 11 losses?
Yeah, that seems a little exuberant. And there's probably, and I know the SEC is dominant this year because, preseason there was 8 or 9, 7 or 8, more than 5 and less than 10 SEC schools ranked in the top 25. And I feel like that's still the case now without me even looking. I know that there's probably Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Tennessee, Vandy, Georgia, Florida was up there for a while. I don't know about Kentucky, but they're usually pretty good in baseball. That's just rattling off the top of my head, totally guessing. But I don't know. Maybe it's just an old school, we're voting them because they're a historically good baseball program. And as bad as it is for me to say this on a sports podcast and one called Scruffy City Sports, meaning more like a Knoxville podcast, I can't see that over the past several years I've really kept up with UT baseball other than probably the last 2.5, because last year UT was, I think, 21-0 when they shut down due to COVID. Just because they've been awful lately. I mean, you had Serrano who came in that was supposed to fix the program, and he left with a losing record, and they finally turned around with
didn't do anything.
Yeah, with Vitello and his energy that he brings to the team. So I don't know. I mean, maybe that's something we take in a corporate word, circle back to in a future podcast to figure out why that is a thing that they're ranked and not. And I'm sure there's other teams on there because for a while that we had more wins. I mean, we probably still have several more wins than other teams on there because Tennessee's been playing as many games as they can to get their, not to really beef up their record, but to play because, they haven't played well, and they're playing now, but prior to that, they hadn't played in a year. So who knows the answer to that?
I don't know. I don't know. It's so weird looking at these records. Arkansas is clearly the number one overall. They were 30-6 2 days ago. But then at number 3, you've got Texas, who's 30-8, and Vanderbilt's 28-6.
Yeah. Now Vanderbilt they got swept not this weekend to UT, the weekend before. They took a series loss to Georgia, and I feel like that was their first SEC series loss in like 2 or 3 years. So that just tells you how dominant they are. And I feel like that they lost, and I think it was at home, and I think maybe that was their first home SEC loss that they had since like 2017, which is just crazy to think. But Vanderbilt
they are so good.
I mean, they're a proverbial dominant force to be reckoned with in the SEC when it comes to baseball. That's the only thing that school does well is baseball. So I can't think of their coach's name, but he is tried and true, tested. Anyone that's on that roster will make an MLB team at some point in time in their career, unless it's the bat boy. And I'm sure he's even probably got
I don't know.
a double A.
You never know.
So.
Oh my God. Yeah. I don't know. It's just, it's weird to me, baseball rankings. I don't really understand it. Notre Dame's sitting at 10 and they're 18-7.
Well, what conference is Notre Dame playing in right now?
Reason that with me.
Do they have a conference in baseball, or are they ACC?
Aren't they ACC?
Well, they were ACC for football, just so they could play for COVID stuff. But they're usually non-conference. But I would think maybe they're smaller stuff. I think
their football team is the only one that's ever been non-conference.
Okay. I don't.
Which
I used to.
I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. If you don't have a conference, you shouldn't be in the college football playoff.
No, I agree with that. I agree. The only thing I kept up with Notre Dame was Rudy Rudiger back in my heyday, before John Farva was doing Marvel movies, when he made Rudy, which is one of the greatest sports movies of all time. And then
you were going to say you kept up with it when that football player turned out he had a catfish girlfriend.
Oh, yeah. I'm hanging out with her right now. Oh, Mateo? Was that his name? I think it was Mateo. So,
didn't he win the Heisman too?
I feel like, and then he never played. I don't think he did anything in the NFL. So
poor guy, Teo.
Yeah, that's it. So it's just
arm
in arm right here. Just hey,
out to dinner.
Yeah, she's never FaceTimed me or talked to me, and we've been dating for years. And on the side note, I've been sending her thousands of dollars, and yet she's not been able to get a phone that works in 2015 because that's still a thing. Is Catfish still on a TV show on MTV? That's a good question I need to know, because if you're dating someone and they're like, no, I can't talk to you. Okay. I'm thinking at my place of employment, there is at least, I bet 17 webcams within arm's reach.
I was going to say,
every 15 minutes.
As big as Zoom is these days, because even if you say, hey, let's FaceTime, I've got an Android. Oh, it's all right. I'll set up a Zoom call. What's your email? Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, it might look horrendous, but still, you could, whatever. This is a very pro-Apple podcast, if no one's noticed. Just, Tim, give me a call. We could use some sponsorship love from you as well. Pit Viper and all that stuff. Whoever wants to come at us, I'm all for it.
I'm about to say I need a new MacBook. This thing's been running since 2015.
Well, they're coming out with new M1s. I saw yesterday at the Apple event because I was a correspondent for no one. But they're coming out in beautiful colors, new ultra-thin design with the new MacBook, or not MacBook, the new iMac. It's first redesign since 2012. I know you're coming here for all technology things related. You can also get a new purple iPhone. I saw that was really neat.
Really?
Apple TV is getting a redesign, and the remote's finally getting an upgrade since it first came out. So lots of cool things. We didn't hear anything about new AirPods, which I'm a little upset about. Thought we'd get some of that stuff. No new information on MacBook Pros or MacBooks. But whatever. People came here for that stuff. I know. Technology. I'll throw that in the doobly-doos, little hashtags down there. That'll probably get us a couple more 100,000 views.
Well, I'm just going to say it. If speaking of Apple TV,
Oh, you want to talk about Tim Lasso? I know I've
if
not
you
watched
haven't,
it.
Tim, if you haven't watched Ted Lasso,
Tim, Ted? It's all the same thing.
that's just a shout out. Go watch it. That's all I want to say about it.
Since you brought up old Jason Sudeikis, do you remember, Garrett? Because we've probably talked about this, but the listeners have never heard this story. Do you know that I actually have Olivia Wilde's phone number, and I have texted with Olivia Wilde, and I have the screenshots to prove it, and she actually shared on her Instagram story that me and her conversed one night.
I do remember that.
I mean, it was a very special evening for me. Couldn't believe it, but two, it will go down as probably one of the, I don't know, handful of evenings in my life that I'll scratch it up for. Top 5 moment.
I do. I'm about to say I do remember. I remember you telling me about that. That was awesome.
I mean, I was
happy
cool.
for you.
I mean, I was happy too. If it was only Emily Blunt, then it would have definitely been a top 1 moment for me. But Olivia Wilde, she's still pretty up there too for me. So.
Well, I know those are your top 2, I would say.
I would probably, I mean, there's a laundry list. I know the listeners are not here for Norm's hot takes on what girl he likes to watch on TV, but those 2 are considerably up there. And then you throw in Jennifer Lawrence. That'll just round out the top 3 for everybody there.
I forget about Jennifer Lawrence.
What has she done lately? She's done nothing lately, I feel like.
Yeah.
She's in that new movie that comes out on Netflix this year with her and Matt Damon and somebody else, because she's got the pixie cut. She's got like the bang look, pixie cut, and then she's got a little nose ring action going on.
Yeah, what is that?
It's a look is what it is, Garrett. Nose ring and the little bang look.
Let's go on the old IMDb here.
But it's called something like I don't know if it's a whodunit, but I remember. Oh no, it's got your boy Timothy Lachey, or however you say it, Chalamet. Chalamet in it. I
don't even know if that's how you pronounce his name.
Well, that's how we're going with. I feel like they have a makeout scene because I think I remember seeing that on TMZ or World Star or whatever people yell at these days when they're videotaping things.
I haven't heard World Star in a minute.
I know. Usually when I go out to eat, this is a fun story. Sometimes I'll go out to eat and, if there's people arguing about who's going to pay for the check, I'll just be like, here, take my debit card. And then when we get in a fight, just start recording and yell World Star. And then they just look at you like, I'm too young for that. And I'm like, well, you missed the 2010s.
Oh, you know who else is in it?
Who?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, I thought it was a star-studded cast.
Yeah, let's see. So it's called Don't Look Up, Netflix original. Okay, it's by Adam McKay.
Yeah. Good old Adam.
Okay. Yeah.
See, you're interested in this movie, and I don't know how you didn't know about it.
Yeah. I mean, that's got to be the first thing Leo's done in a while, too, right?
Yeah, probably since Wolf of Wall Street. I don't think he's done anything since that, The Revenant.
No. Once Upon a Time.
Yeah, Once Upon a Time. Yeah, so he did The Revenant, took a break, Once Upon a Time, and then I guess that's his.
Now this, yeah. So. You got Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence, Timothy Chalamet, Ron Perlman, which I don't know how you feel about him. I'm not the biggest fan of him. I thought he kind of, I don't know. I didn't like his character in Drive. Was it Drive? Yeah, I didn't like his character in Drive that much.
He's in Drive, and then that's also what's his name from Sons of Anarchy, right?
Well, see, he's in Sons of Anarchy. I haven't seen it. But see, Sons of Anarchy, I think that seems like a show that would suit him. Yeah.
He was also Hellboy, and he was really good in Hellboy back in the early 2000s.
I remember when those came out. I never watched them.
Yeah, the new one is not very good, but the old ones are pretty good.
You also got Cate Blanchett, Jonah Hill, Meryl Streep.
I mean, that's an Oscar-winning cast right there.
You have Matthew Perry. I don't know who he is. It doesn't have him listed.
You don't know Matthew
Maybe he's
Perry?
Playing. Yeah, I know who he
I was about to say. I mean, you are a little...
I'm saying he doesn't have a character name.
Okay.
Sorry, I got bad internet. What'd you say?
No, you're good. I was waiting for you to come back. I heard that. Those numbers. So,
no, I'm saying he doesn't have a character name, so maybe he's playing himself. Then you got Kid Cudi, Tyler Perry,
Kid Cudi,
and Ariana Grande.
I mean, Who knows what she's doing? I hope she didn't make her latest music album based off that movie because it could be rated NC-17. That thing is a little on the vulgar side.
Her name's Riley Bina.
Riley Bina. Well, I'm sure that she is a very promiscuous girl, as Nelly Furtado would say.
Man, talk about a good song.
I would agree, but not Ariana or whatever her name is, Grande's song. I don't understand.
Wait, you said what? Her new?
Have you not heard her new stuff? 34 plus 35. I mean, we're reaching that expletive territory. We're going to have to put an NC-17 rating on this podcast.
No, I don't think we don't have to get into it. But no, I haven't heard it.
It's not bad. It's not. I'm just joking. But it is a hard right hand turn from her normal stuff or whatever she became popular with. So.
Okay.
Yeah, she's hanging out with like Doja Cat and Megan Stallion and all those girls nowadays. So you can just imagine what that's happening. It's kind of like
I like Doja Cat. She's funny.
It's like a hardcore. I don't know, hardcore like Peloton ad, but it's I don't know. It's not my thing. Not my thing. It's no Avett Brothers or Mumford and Sons.
It doesn't sound like it.
It's not. It's not at all. It's not at all. Garrett, what do you want to talk about now? I feel like we did UT baseball pretty good. Then we took a hard turn, which is normal for us.
What do we do? Do we go into Braves baseball?
You want to do some Brave stuff? Yeah, we can do some Brave stuff.
I got my new polo on.
I know. I like that. I like the old school 74A there, which is we've talked about before. I feel like they need to bring those jerseys back.
The old school Nike.
Yeah, I like it. I really do. I like my Ozuna one, but I'm a big fan of the polos because I gotta wear a collared shirt to work these days because.
Man, polos are like athletic polos are where it's at.
Nike dry fit. I will buy any Nike dry fit on eBay that there. I have like a Colorado Rockies dry fit. I have a San Francisco Giants dry fit. I have a Mariners dry fit. I think I have a Yankees dry fit. I had maybe an Indians dry fit, and then like 4 or 5 Braves dry fits. So when I say I'll buy any and all MLB dry fits, that's really what I'm going for. I want a Brewers one. They've got an old school one where it's like blue and then the sleeves are yellow and the collar's yellow, but I think that's a little too much. It's just a smidge too much.
It's really loud.
Yeah, it's too much.
But they do have some cool jerseys. Also, really quick before we get into the Braves, let's talk about Boston's uniforms the other day.
Oh, that was neat. I don't understand. I saw them, but I did not read into. I know why they did them. It was for the marathon victims, but I don't know why they picked the baby blue and yellow. Do you know why they picked those colors? Because I didn't deep dive into that.
No, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'm like you. I like obviously the cause for it and everything. Yeah, I thought they were fine.
I liked it.
Wasn't my favorite.
I mean, it was very non-traditional, I guess would be the best way of saying that. I think I would have maybe preferred the yellow be the like in Boston. But again, they didn't ask Norm. They didn't come to me and say, design this uniform by any means. I think if you look at San Diego and how they use the gold and yellow as accents for all their stuff, I would have liked to see it that way. Because, I think San Diego probably has some of the best uniforms going right now with the brown and gold or brown and yellow, whatever it is. But it was for a really good cause. It made me get to watch the Big Papi speech where he cusses over and over and over, and this is our city, and it just makes you want to go run through a wall. So
wait, did he speak before that series this time? Or are you talking about the speech he had?
Yeah, the one where they play it every time where he's it's our city, our city. So. Oh, Big Papi. I wonder is he still broadcasting anywhere? He was an analyst for MLB.
I think he still is. I believe he still is. I can't imagine. I know, speaking of former athlete analysts, I know old Paul Pierce got the boot from TNT.
Well, did you see why he got it was from ESPN. It was ESPN, not TNT.
Oh, yeah, okay, ESPN.
Did you see the video? I mean,
let me just say, PSA, if you
look, I know
hold a job in the public eye, you cannot post an Instagram live story with ladies dancing at a house party very promiscuously that you hired to do so.
And you're putting
say that.
You're putting it very nicely. So let me break it down for all my friends out there. I think they were having a TikTok live, and you've got those TikTok thirst traps, if everyone's following me what I'm doing there. and they were playing that clap, clap, clap song in the background. And then I guess he was partaking in 420 a little early because there was some of those left-handed cigarettes for all my boomer soomers out there that know what those are. You just can't do that. But I guess there's rumors out there that he's going to Barstool Sports now because Dave's picking him up left and right, my friend. He's got Dion and now Paul Pierce. He's building him an arsenal over there. One bite, everybody knows. I guess it's one puff. Everyone knows the rules of Barstool.
I will say, there has to be. If you're a former athlete, not married, no kids. I don't know if he's got any kids or not, but still living the good life. I can see where Barstool would be a lot more appealing than some big major network because Barstool's not going to care what you do.
No, Barstool is promoting that. They're not promoting it, but I feel like they're not deterring it by any means. So, and I feel like Barstool's doing extremely well. I keep up with all the one bite. Everybody knows the rules. All that stuff. They've got a new Barstool Outdoors girl I saw the other day. Saw way more of her than I needed to.
I did see that they're having like an outdoor line now.
Well, they had one before. They had one before, and then they had like No, they had like a whole another caller daddy situation. Like the guy got mad because he was trying to do like his own thing and Barstool, and they had like a small falling out. I don't remember if you remember a couple of months ago, Dave was like posting the DMs from the guy where they fired him. But
no, I missed that.
Well, yeah, who knows if it's real or not? It could be fake. I don't know what they're doing. Could be clickbait TikTok views for all I know. But now they've got some other promiscuous girl that knows how to throw a jig out there and give it a dangle. So,
I'm about to say knows how to flip it and punch it.
Yeah, she does. She's going through those big weeds out there, those lily pads, looking for that big mondo.
Also, I was referring to bass fishing. I hope everybody knows that.
Yeah,
I just want to make that clear.
Yeah, we're going to do a whole new segment on fishing reports from Lenore City or Knoxville, and then Raleigh, Durham, North Carolina at the end of this podcast. So get ready. The spawn is happening. New moon's coming soon, so do you just set your watches out there for all that? Because that's how the fish operate, by moon phases.
And barometric pressure.
Yep. We've got a low front coming through East Tennessee right now, so today would have been a great day. Tomorrow, not so much, but, whatever. I couldn't get out on the water today. Spawn's probably happening. Get those bedding fish, get the male off there, then catch that big 8-pound mondo, Big Bertha, put up on your wall.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, where I go, there's
pancake.
Not a lot of largemouth where I fish. It's a lot of mean mouths, as they like to call them, or spots or smallmouths. So.
Well, see, I thought, Fort Line, I thought that was largemouth capital of the world.
There is, but I feel like I'm on the side where there's more smallmouth and spotted bass than there is largemouth. Partly because I don't have a $120,000 bass boat. So, speaking of sponsorships, if anybody wants to, Nitro, Bass Cat, Skeeter boats, whoever wants to come at me, I will. I'm not partial to any of those brands. Tracker, I don't even need a full fiberglass. I can do an aluminum boat, Nitro, Ranger, whoever. I
see a lot of Nitros in Bass Pro. They're nice.
Yeah. Well, you see a lot of Nitros because Bass Pro owns Ranger, Nitro, something and something boats. So yeah,
that's why. That makes sense.
Fun fact. So, but yeah, I'll take one. I'll even take a John boat at this point in time. I can put a deck on that thing and make it
I want a kayak.
Yeah, see, here's Norm's thing on a kayak. I really would like a kayak. However, the ones I really like are Hobie, and they're like $4,000 for a nice fishing Cadillac kayak.
Yeah, but you don't need the troller motor.
Yeah, but I'm lazy, so I do. So then my answer to that is, why don't you just get a canoe, which is like a tenth of the price of a nice kayak, and then you could just have more room. I feel like now I don't know if it's as stable, but I feel like it'd be easier.
It's probably not as stable because those nice kayaks, I'm sure, really, really heavy.
Yeah,
so you don't roll them.
Those Hobie ones are like the creme de la creme, but it's not a $79 one at Walmart. Let's just say that. And then I think if you wanted a good one, you're looking at, I think, at least $1,500 because they're pretty wide. Even there's like a Pelican brand I think that Academy has that's wide because I'm a bigger guy. I don't want to be falling over and having to swim and lose hundreds of dollars worth of fishing tackle floating to the bottom of the water.
Yeah, that's why you just make sure everything can be flotation device.
I guess. I don't know. And then if I take a camera and a drone and my soundboard so I can do a podcast while I'm on the water and then videotape myself while I'm on the water, I've got a lot invested at that point in time.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, it doesn't sound fun. I'd be stressed.
Because we're really, I mean, I don't know if I've said this enough, but we're really pushing the revenue streaming of Scruffy City Sports here pretty soon. YouTube page, really, drone footage is on its way. We get
diversifying the income.
Yeah, we're going to LLC it so I can just use this all as a big tax write-off. That's where you're going to. You're coming for the knowledge here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I feel like it. So.
Wait, so what about Braves baseball?
Oh yeah, Braves baseball. So here, hold on. I've got a quick sheet here. Look, I printed off things.
Does people
still know what paper is? Because I don't know if that's a thing or not. So Garrett, the last time we talked, I'm going to go over scores and results here really quickly, and then we can talk. Did you get to watch the game last night? Did you watch the 7-minute? I didn't send you a highlight reel, so I don't know. So you just
I'm about to say, I don't. So fill me in.
Whenever you get to a point and you're like, I'll watch that, just stop me and we'll talk about it. So there's been about a week or so since we've last had a full length, hardcore podcast. The last series we were talking about was the Phillies, which was a home. The Braves took 2 out of 3 from the Phillies. In the Sunday night, which was Sunday night baseball game, you might remember is where Alec Braum, I think it's Braum or Braum. Braum.
Yeah.
Braum. He's yet to touch home plate. MLB had that controversial instant replay call where he missed the plate by a good 6, 8, 10, 12 inches, and the Braves lost that one in extras 7-6. But again, they took the series win, so that's all that matters. However, at that loss, really put a bad taste in the Braves' mouth because they dropped the next 3 in a row after the loss to the Phillies, making it a total of 4 games. Fun fact, the Braves have not lost more than 4 games since 2017, and they did not lose more than 4 in a row this year so far, so let's knock on wood that doesn't happen. But they dropped 3 out of 4 to the Fightin' Fish, old Don Mattingly's Marlins, which is just horrendous to see because the Marlins are atrocious. We have no business losing 3 out of 4 to them. However, I think it was the second game they played, which was April the 13th. Adam Duvall had a coming out party again in Atlanta. He had like 7 RBIs on like 27 hits and just was a monster. I mean, he came back to Truist Park and said, "This is why you should have signed me for $2 million a year." And now that every one of our outfielders are on the injured list, we should have signed Adam Duvall again. But I can't fault him for wanting to go play every day. The Marlins is a fine fit for him. I wish he was in Atlanta. I wish him nothing but the best. He's a super good guy. For all those that don't know, he's a type 1 diabetic. He played all last COVID season while being a diabetic, which are some of the people out there that need to fear COVID the most. And he wanted to do it to support the Braves and to support the fans. So fun story. Everyone should go follow Adam Duvall and like him, even though he's playing on the Marlins. So anyway, we lost 3 out of 4 to them. The game we did win, which would have been the 4th game in the series, Dansby Swanson, good friend of the pond, dragging across the parking lot, had a walk-off single to win that game 7-6 for the whoever we are, the Atlanta Braves, which was nice. Then we took 2 out of 3 against the Cubbies, everyone's friends, the Cubs, Anthony Rizzo and crew up there, which will shortly be disbanded probably around July. That team's just going to fall apart.
They are.
I mean, they're all going to be gone. Baez is going to get traded. Rizzo might be the only one that stays. I feel like he's the only one that can.
I would say Bryant leaves before Rizzo.
Yeah, because Bryant's done. I mean, the way they messed up his service time, he's done. There's been talks that Bryant's going to Atlanta or the Phillies. I would not want to see him in a Fightin' Phil's uniform, even though he's done nothing this year. I think he's just waiting on a change of scenery, personally, and then he will be the Chris Bryant from several years ago.
I'm about to say, but dude, I would hate to face him.
I know.
Bryce Harper. Andrew McCutchen.
Yep.
Who else they got over there?
Well, they got that Braum guy, but he's horrible at defense, but he can hit the ball. So I foresee them getting rid of Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt's their first baseman. So I would imagine Braum will transition to first.
Oh?
Yeah, isn't he? No, he plays for the Nationals. Sorry. It's Hoskins. Rhys Hoskins is the Phillies' first baseman. So I would imagine that he will transition there soon enough, or I guess deal with it for this year and next year. You've got a DH, and what better way to pay a up and coming star that's only making the league minimum to be your DH for several years before he rakes in some big cash. So
that must be nice.
I know. So, but the Braves took 2 out of 3 from the Cubs, and then our good friend of the pod, Ronald Acuna. Let me throw you some stats out there because Ronald Acuna. I'm sorry, I keep pronouncing his name wrong. It's Acuna. Was your NL Player of the Week this week, Garrett? And let me just, I saw that. Let me read you off these stats that this kid has because he's just. I mean, for this kid to be under team control and only going to make $100 million over the next 10 years with the Braves, he's making $5 million this year. 5. That's it. It's astronomical to me that the Braves have locked Ronald Acuna for so long.
I'm telling you, it's going to be cheaper for somebody just to buy out his contract.
I agree.
Then sign him for a huge deal.
I agree. I don't know how that works, like as a buyout. I know all about it from college coaches because UT does that well, pay you a lot, and then you got to do the buyout thing. But I don't know as a major league player if that even is a thing. I'm sure it is, but when it happens,
it probably isn't going to happen. But the thing is, like Ronnie is going to see that we could have been paying him so much more. So even if we do try to give him more when we re-sign him, he's probably going to be like, I'm just going to go somewhere else, man.
Well, I see that's the thing. But Ozuna took a pay cut this year to come back because he really likes the chemistry, the vibe, whatever you want to call it, with everyone. So I don't know. I mean, I can see that now. You know, that's this year and next year, and maybe if Ozzy gets hurt or Ozzy moves on, or we have a couple of rough years, he might change his tune. But I mean, they're just out there having fun. I mean, they were getting beat last night by the Yankees, and Ozuna, for one of the outs, is just laughing, him-hawing it up with fans. I mean, seriously, I don't know if he has a bad day. Like, I don't get it. The dude's always smiling. Strikes out, he's smiling. Whatever. He's always fun, and he's my new favorite Brave. Clearly, from the outfit I'm wearing today, is inspired by, Big Bear.
Big Bear.
So, but anyway, let me enough about Big Bear. Let me tell you what Ronald Acuna is doing. Now, granted, he didn't play yesterday, and he's not playing tonight against the Yankees because of his strained abdominal muscle. But hopefully, the Braves had 2 days off this week, Monday and Thursday. So hopefully he will be back Friday night to play the Diamondbacks because they're trash, and we need him back in the lineup. And it's a home game, and you got to put rear ends in the seats if you're the Braves because we got to make more money so we can get some more players, preferably in the bullpen. So Ronald Acuna is batting a cool .419 for the season. He leads the majors in home runs with 7. Still leads the majors with home runs with 7. He leads with extra base hits. Wait. Leads with home runs with 7. Hits with 26. Extra bases at 14. 14 extra base hits. Slugging percentage at .887 and OPS with a 1.373 and total runs at 21. Ronald Acuna, the young man at 23, I think he's 23 or 22.
He's younger than I am.
Is he 22? So
I think he's 23.
So what I'll say to that is stop telling me that Juan Soto's better than Ronald Acuna because he's not. He's not.
I've been hearing that since Ronnie and Juan came up in the league.
I get it. The only thing that's different is Juan Soto has more swagger. He's got more BDE than Ronald, and people like that. And I can't.
But people complain about Ronald's chains.
And that gets kind of old too. Ozzy doesn't get that much hate for his chains. Now Ronald's are about, it's like a 3-4 inch 13. Casey forgot his number while he's standing on first. I don't care. Everybody's wearing chains.
People are getting all bent out of shape when he was pimping some home runs, which I'm just like,
pimp them.
Who? What you tell me? Juan Soto pimps a ball getting thrown at him, but it's not a strike.
That's true. Javi Baez pimps a throw to first when he tries to do it. I mean, I don't. At this point in time, I'm sick and tired of people saying you can't pimp a home run. Like, go for it. If Trevor Bauer can stand out there and throw a baseball with one eye closed and get 14 million views on YouTube, I can stand out there and shove the bat in my own dugout if I want to. That's how I feel about it. You're breaking up.
That's what I don't understand is how's that?
You're good. You're
better. Yeah. Better. I think we're good now. Yeah. That's what I don't understand is that pitchers can do whatever they want. There's such like a discrepancy.
Yeah.
And like there's so much hypocrisy.
That's true.
Like pitchers can do whatever they want. I mean, the other night, Trevor Bauer like beat his chest when he struck somebody out for the Padres.
It was Tatis, and he was actually yelling an expletive at him as well. He told him to forget him. We'll say that much about that. But yeah, I don't understand why it's such a what's the word I'm looking for? A double standard. There we go. A double standard when it comes to pitchers and hitters, because you see it all the time with relief pitchers. Will yell and scream and stare down and all that stuff. But heaven forbid if you even stand in the box for 1 second, Brian McCann's going to come out of retirement and tackle you at the plate, which is ridiculous. I don't get. I mean, look. When I played baseball, you didn't do that. You didn't. It was a no. You ran the base hard, or you trotted if you were a big guy like myself. You took your time because you couldn't run around the bases at full speed.
I'm about to say, if you got beamed by a pitch, it was a full 90 to first.
It make the turn like you're going to take it because everybody's standing around. I mean, the game of baseball has changed dramatically over the last 10 years, 5 years really. So I don't care. I mean, if we're going to mock up players and talk to them and interview them during a game, then by all means, Fernando Tatis, flip the bat as high as you can. It's accepted in other leagues. When we talked about the CPBL and KBO and all those leagues last year, it's encouraged. They do it on singles. They will bat flip on a single. It's just appreciated. It's a tip your hat to the whoever, and it's not bad sportsmanship. I don't see how you can say it is. It's everyone's having fun. Amir Garrett, who I respect and will always respect, he wants them to do it. If you get a hit off somebody, if it's a bottom of the ninth, series to win the series, and it's a close game, and you're going at it back and forth, show some emotion. I would rather you be excited than pull a Freddie Freeman and just stand there and just do it like you do it every day. I want to see somebody jumping up and down and get excited because they hit a home run. Because if they don't, then it's just a job, and they're just going through the motions, which I know we pick on Freddie Freeman religiously here. I mean, we're the religion of anti-Freddie Freeman homers, but I mean, that's just how he is. It's a job for him. It's a 9 to 5. He goes there. If he gets a hit, he gets a hit. If he doesn't, he just, even kill. Where, like Anthony Rizzo from the other night is the polar opposite. He's out there having a good time. And I'm not saying Freddie's the worst player because of that. I feel like we talk about that all the time. But still, it's just an easy comparison to see the difference in Freddie and then Ronnie or Dansby and any of those guys. So I'm all for the bat flip. I wish it was encouraged. I wish we had in the All-Star game a bat flip competition because I'm all for it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I'm going to get a bat flip tattoo right here. Just
right there on your forearm.
Exactly.
I still think my favorite, I love Ronnie's, don't get me wrong. And my favorite one, though, I think still to this day is Tim Anderson. Yeah. Against the Royals.
Was that 2 seasons ago, I guess? Yeah, it was.
Yeah, when he, threw the bat at the dugout.
Yeah, no, it was his dugout.
Dude. It was his dugout. Yeah. I mean, it was just excitement, getting everybody up. That playing with that type of ferociousness.
Oh, yeah.
I love Tim Anderson. I think he's a fun ball player to watch.
Yeah, he irrigated the infield when he ran around the bases for that one. But yeah, I don't remember. I mean, growing up, I couldn't tell you. Joey Bats is probably the first person I remember bat flipping, or maybe made it a thing from that divisional series or whatever it was.
Against the Rangers.
Yeah, that's the first.
Yeah, but to think about being Game 5 of the ALCS with you guys were behind. And you mount a comeback late in the game with the bases loaded, or maybe it was 2 on.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that home run he hit was an absolute monster. Yep. There's no doubt about it.
Yep. But
if you guys have never seen that, just go on YouTube and watch that whole inning.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
It's a good game. But I don't remember anyone bat flipping prior to that. Even the kid, King Griffey, that started this whole baseball movement, I don't ever remember him. He just he had that such smooth swing where he just laid the bat down after his swing. I don't ever remember anyone doing that. That's a research project to who started the bat flip. Like, who was the
I've
first?
seen. I'll just say I'm gonna look it up. But I've seen one like really, really old school baseball video. I think it's some guy for the Phillies who I think only hit 2 home runs in his life, and one of them was in like a big time like postseason game, and he was halfway down first base line watching it and holding the bat with him, and when it went out, he went. And it did about 120 spins before it hit the ground. I'll try to find it for you.
That's a Ronald Acuna one, if I've ever seen one. Here's what we'll do. In the YouTube video, I'll put the clip on there where we're talking now about this, because I figured out how to do that. And we're making big moves, production moves. So if you're on the podcast, just listen through the podcast, then click on the link, because you can click on it now in the podcast. If you're listening on Spotify, you can click the link and it'll take you directly to the YouTube page, and then you can fast forward to the time step of about 50 minutes, and then you'll see it go through. Easy enough. I'm making it easy for everyone here.
I mean, you can't make it any easier.
I mean, I'm trying my best here. Revenue stream. So if you need anybody
diversify it.
Yeah, if you need anybody to talk about something, I mean, you need me to come on and be a motivational speaker about whatever. Me and Garrett really can ramble about anything. So, the sun setting.
Give me a topic and we'll go. I'm about to say, we still got to do
we still don't
movies or entertainment or something.
Yeah, we've not talked about that. I'll come back to, while you're looking that up, we'll finish my Brave stuff. So we took 2 out of 3 from the Cubs, which was good. That was a good win for them to get back on track. Last night, Charlie Morton pitched a gem, and the the relief crew that we have blew it again for us. He did give up 1 home run, Charlie Morton, but struck out 8 in 6 innings pitched. He has been pretty okay. I feel like that, but I've said this before. I don't know why we let Mark Melancon, and we've still not re-signed Shane Green, because our relief core right now is hurting. Prior to last night, Tyler Matzik has been the only thing that has been pretty decent. Sean Newcomb's been up and down. AJ Minter, his last 2 outings have not looked that great. And Will Smith is still hurt with shoulder inflammation. He has got probably, if I had to guess, he's losing feeling in his pinky finger for his throwing arms. To me, as a doctor, that screams torn labrum from someone speaking of that as a 38-year-old knuckleball pitcher that I am. Been through that. It's not fun. So I don't really see how that's going to work out very well. Not Will Smith. I'm sorry, that's Chris Martin. Chris Martin, I'm talking about that. Will Smith has not looked good at all as our closer. I think he's got an ERA of around 12. He made MLB history the other day where he walked 3 batters and then struck out 3 batters without giving up a hit or a run, which is pretty impressive in itself. But, you don't want your closer going out there walking 3 people for anything. And then everyone on the Braves was hurt. Ronnie is day-to-day with his abdominal strain. Like I said earlier, I'm sure they're going to give him the series off against the Yankees, and he'll be back Friday since they have not put him on the IL. Ozzie got hurt against the Cubs. He messed up. He got hit really hard in his calf by a pitch, and that took him out for 2 days. He is now back in action. And then Christian Pache is on the 10-day with a groin pull, his left groin. Didn't know he had a left and a right, but his left groin is pulled. So he's on the 10-day. Ender Inciarte has messed up his hamstring. Pretty sure he'll probably be done for 60 days. If I had to imagine, he pulled up running into third. And then we've got a myriad of pitchers that are also on that. Sean Newcomb being one of those. And then, like I said, Chris Martin. Sean Newcomb, it's rumored that he has been pulled out for COVID protocols. He's not injured, just COVID protocols. Max Fried has also injured his hamstring running the bases. Another reason why this podcast said a year ago I hated the DH, and now I'm all for it because pitchers don't need to be wasting their lives away by running the bases and hurting themselves when they could be pitching in the NL. And that's really it. That's Norm's injury report. I don't think I skipped anybody, and I just did that all off the cuff. So if I missed somebody, I'm really sorry. You might have thought I was looking at a website, but nope, that was just all from
that
the
was
Brian
all
Snicker.
off the cuff.
Yeah, that was pretty good, I thought.
That was impressive.
I did. I've got all these pages pulled up, but I just went with it. So
I'm not I'll
see what's happening. You're surfing the internet while doing Zooms, and it's just
yeah.
You're not doing. You're not getting that stuff out of this. So, I've got a new sound too. But I meant to use that when we were talking about Braves and injury reports, and I just
injury report. Breaking news.
Yeah, breaking news there.
So who do we play? Who do we play this evening?
We play the Yankees. Actually, as they've started about 5 minutes ago, it's 6:41 as we're recording this on April is it the 21st? Yes, 21st. So Wednesday night, they're playing the Yankees tonight. Ian Anderson is going against somebody for the Yankees. The Yankees are just trash. I mean, they are.
I'd say I've got them pulled. I've got the standings pulled up.
They're last in the AL.
They're last.
Worst record in the AL. Last in the NL East. I know that Brian Cashman, their GM, came out the other day and said, "Hey, we're going to turn it around." Aaron Boone apparently yelled at some players and said they were going to do better. But if you take a look at their batting averages, I don't think anyone on their team is hitting above the Mendoza line of 200. Currently right now as a New York Yankee, which is not a good sign. I mean, I couldn't imagine that the New York media is being very nice to any of one on the team currently. So,
no, I guarantee you that's a tough market to be in too.
Yeah, I would.
I'll tell you what though, the NL West is probably the weakest division.
Well, I'm surprised since we're going around the horn. I'm surprised at the Giants out there because I think last I looked, I don't know if they played earlier today, but going into today's games, they were second behind the Dodgers.
They are. I'm about to say, I mean, I don't mean the weakest. Like, yes,
well,
I know.
They probably have the most.
You have LA and
diverse,
San Francisco.
Or more, I don't know. What's the term for a gap? Like the highs are highs and the lows are lows out there.
Lows are lows, yeah.
Colorado's trash, and they will be for several years. But the gap, is it the gap?
Yeah, I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah, somebody help me out. But whatever, because you've got the Padres, Dodgers, and the Giants, I'm sure, are going to fade at some point in time. But
that's what I'm saying. They normally do.
Yeah, and the Dodgers are going to, I mean, they're what, 14-3, 15-3, something ridiculous. Like
14-4.
14-4. I mean, they're just on a tear. I mean, they really are. And then San Diego's kind of, I wouldn't say hit or miss because they have a better record than the Braves, but it's really it's going to be fun. I don't know if you got to watch any of the Dodgers Padres, but that was great baseball.
I saw some highlights, and that's going to be a fun series.
Yeah, anytime
I really think it's going to be fun.
Anytime they play, I would suggest watching it. Speaking of that, MLB came out maybe Sunday or Monday and said that they've had the most viewership they have ever had for MLB TV and then MLB games on ESPN or Fox for the first 2 weeks of the season than they've ever had in the last 10 years. So I don't know if the COVID season has picked up viewership for Major League Baseball or people are just more in tune to watch it because there's 162 games, but they are breaking records with people watching baseball, which is always fun to get more people involved in the sport.
You know, that is exciting, but could you imagine if we didn't have blackout zones?
Oh my gosh. I mean,
what the views would look like?
I don't understand why MLB doesn't remove those, because here I can't. I'm glad you brought that up, Garrett. Let's do this. Because I've not had cable in probably close to 10 years. Or if not longer. I mean, a long, long time I've not had actual cable. And I've not missed it because prior to Hulu Live, which I've had probably for the last year or two, you could still watch whatever you wanted to. Like, you know, if it's baseball or something, you could find it on an app like Fox Sports To Go or something, and you could watch it just fine. Well, this year, Hulu has jacked the price up like $20 on Live in the last little while. And now they're in a disagreement with Bally Sports, which used to be Fox Sports. So I cannot watch the Atlanta Braves legally. I've not watched a game yet that the Atlanta Braves have not played on ESPN because it's MLB TV is blacked out for me. So unless I'm listening on the radio or finding an alternative means, which I haven't, I don't know if anyone wants to comment where I can watch a Braves game, please let me know. But I can't. I have to get like a certain cable subscriber and hope and pray that they don't redo contracts or something during this year to be able to watch the Atlanta Braves play because I'm considering a blackout. So it's the same for the Reds. Like if I wanted to watch the Reds or the Braves right now, I can't. It's ridiculous. They need to fix it. Like if I wanted to watch the NBA, I think I'm blacked out for Charlotte and Memphis, or technically, but I can buy a package and still watch it on their MLB, NBA, whatever. So I don't know why MLB doesn't get up with the times. I would pay an extra $20 to watch something in the blackout area because I got to watch it. I mean, as a baseball fan, that's how it's got to happen. And it's aggravating.
Yeah, I just don't get it because I can watch the Braves here in Raleigh, but I can't watch them when they're playing I can't watch them when they're playing the Nationals or the Orioles. Yeah,
which is, it's just a 3-game whatever, but still it's frustrating.
We play the Nationals a lot.
Well, that's true, 18 times. So
so that's a lot of games.
I just wish they would fix that. If someone from MLB wants to talk to me about this, let's figure it out. That's
the thing. They want to grow the game. They want to get more people involved. When you make it more difficult. I'm so glad that it's like the viewership has gone up, but I mean, at some point it's gonna start going back down again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they need to make it easy access for all the fans to watch. Because granted, I enjoy watching, so I'll watch the Braves and, they go off 10:30, 11, and then I'll throw it on to somebody out West Coast because I have MLB TV, usually the Padres or Dodgers because it's more entertaining, or the Angels if Shohei's pitching. But, it's I can watch that. I just don't understand why. I'd rather not be able to watch those games and watch the Braves.
Exactly.
So, because that's just who I cheer for.
Well, that's the thing. Like, why did MLB do it to where, I know they do it to where you can just pay for a team.
That would make sense. Yeah.
That's what I don't understand. Why can't I will pay you to watch my team. If I can't watch any other team, you know what? If I want to watch more games, I'll pay for more teams. Why can't I just pay for my team?
Yeah, I'm already paying them about $150 for 6 months worth of use. So
that's what I'm saying. I mean, screw the blackout zones.
Technically, I'm paying and I can't even watch the Braves. So I'm paying $150 to watch whoever I want to, other than the Braves and Reds. So there's 4 games whenever there's TV that I know I can't watch, 4 teams. So it's very infuriating. But yet again, I'm still paying for it. So maybe who's the dummy here? Maybe I'm the stupid one for doing that. Maybe I need to do hold on. Nope. Nope. There it is. So maybe the joke's on me that I'm paying that and can't watch the Braves. So who knows?
The soundboard. Dude, I love it.
I really wanted, I can't remember which one. This one is the one I wanted. I get confused. So
I thought you were going to do that one TikTok one. It's like, no, not that one.
That's my favorite one. I got to do the ice in my veins.
Yeah. No, it's like the one, it has it makes you look like a clown. But it's like that. It's like somebody being it's like it'll be somebody be thinking about the time I went to do a fist bump and he went for a handshake.
I don't know what it's called.
I don't know what it is either. You're the one that has a TikTok. I
know, but I don't.
I see it on my Instagram reels.
I don't know. I see. I'm on one, and most of them have inappropriate names, so I don't know which one I should pick. But I don't think.
Here, hold on. Try a clown check. No, I don't think that's it.
Hey, kid.
Nope, that's definitely not it.
No, that ain't it. No, don't do clown check. Never mind. Okay. Whoops.
I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown. I amuse you.
There we go.
I'm funny how? I mean, funny good. Like I'm a clown. I amuse you.
Yeah, we'll throw that one on there. A little Joe Pesci from one of our favorite movies of all time. I don't know what else you got, Garrett. I feel like we're done pretty good at derailing most of this. We, as usual, talked about sports for about 6 minutes, and then just kind of rambled on. Well, we were talking about movies at some point in time. You got the Jennifer Lawrence movie coming out. Minari is a good movie. I would suggest people to watch. You can now get that on demand or stream it or whatever, because I don't know if you can actually go to movies currently, or if you can go to a movie. I don't know what's coming out. It's a movie about a South Korean
I don't know
family.
Anything that's coming out.
South Korean family moves to Arkansas and starts a farm, and it's very lots of action. Driving a car is about the most action you'll see in that movie, but it's very good, very uplifting. If you are a fan of Parasite or any of those kind of movies, I would recommend it, but it's not like Parasite, so don't think that it's going to be. I thought it was going to be like Parasite, so the entire time I was waiting for something to jump out and kill me, and it never happened. But still, it's a really good movie. I know one of our favorite movies is about to come out, Fast and Furious 9. It's coming out in June. Very excited. Oh, John Cena. I don't know how he is Dominic Toretto's brother. So in the last 8 movies, we've never talked about that, but apparently Dom has a brother. And I'm really excited to see the backstory of how old John Cena is Dominic Toretto's brother. Because one, they don't really look a lot alike. Then because Jordana Brewster, who is Mia, Dominic Toretto's sister, looks nothing like him either. She is the polar opposite of him. She weighs about 185. Oh, not 185. Probably.
Well, I was going to say 185.
Like 85 pounds.
I was going to say maybe 108.
Yeah. So that's going to be very interesting to see. Charlize Theron has some interesting hair in that movie. And the rumor is Keanu Reeves will be in Fast and Furious 10. 10. So the last one, which is going to wrap the saga up, you would think. However, it's not. That is just going to wrap the saga up with this cast of characters.
Wait, is Jason Statham still in it, or is he on his little Hobbs and Shaw?
He's in Hobbs and Shaw, but he's still in the Fast and Furious cinematic universe, the FFCU. So I would imagine that him and old Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson would make an appearance at some point in time, because I feel like the Hobbs and Shaw universe has already signed on for a 3-movie set. So that is your first right-hand turn from the Fast and the Furious franchise. There's also rumors that old Lucas Black is going to make an appearance from Tokyo Drift, which is arguably the best Fast and Furious movie that there is. Is going to
very controversial, but
no, it's the best one.
It's my favorite one.
And,
it's my favorite.
And Han is coming back in Fast and Furious 9. He has aged quite a bit since the last time we saw him in Fast and the Furious. I think it was 7. But I get confused.
No, it was 6. Okay, so I watched the 5th one.
Yeah, Fast 5.
I remember Fast 5, and I was
Brazil.
like, okay, Brazil.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, I watched that one. I was like, okay, we're getting a little bit out there, but I'm still with it. I'm still with the series, but we're getting a little bit out there, hauling this, 20-ton safe with 2 Dodge Chargers. They weren't even demons, might I add. They weren't even,
or Hellcats. You have a Hellcat?
I don't even think Hellcats were out yet. But anyway, maybe it was their, prototype. But I watched that one. And I was like, okay, all right, kind of losing me a little bit, but I'm still in it. I mean, 6 just absolutely lost me. Han was in that one. He was dating Wonder Woman. And she died.
Well, if we talk about that,
because they were on a runway chasing a plane down, and the runway was, I think it was, if you calculate it out, I think it was more like 40 at the high speeds that they were going.
That's probably true. But here, while we're talking about this movie, because it's near and dear to my heart, let's talk about old gal, Wonder Woman. Okay, she was on top of a car that was maybe at most 10 feet off the ground, correct? If that?
Yeah.
She's 10 feet off the ground. Well, the bad guy in that movie, which I can't think of his name, it's the guy that plays...
was that not Jason Statham?
It's Jason Statham's brother.
Because Jason Statham is the one that killed Han, and that's how they showed that at the end of the movie.
That's correct. Yeah. I can't think of his name, but he plays Gaston in Beauty and the Beast with Emma Watson. He gets shot out of the airplane when it's high up in the ground and blows up, but yet he lives, and then we see him in a hospital. So Gal Gadot, who falls 10, 15 feet, was not shot or injured, just fell off the car, somehow did not survive that. And I don't believe it. She could have survived that. We didn't see her.
She's going to come back.
So if we use Game of Thrones or any other kind of TV analogy, Marvel TVs, unless you see them die on screen, they are not dead. And that rule should apply here. So I feel like Wonder Woman could make an appearance back in 9 or 10, because Han, we did not see him die. We just saw the car blow up, and now he's back. So get ready for the resurgence of Gal, who was played by, I can't think of her name in the movies now. It's not Mia.
I don't remember her name either.
It's something French. Yeah, I can't think of it. But so I think she's going to come back.
Well, I don't know if I'll be watching. I don't know if I'll be watching.
Well, and while we're talking about it as well, and Fast and the Furious 7, I think, is when Brian Spillner left us. Oh, Paul Walker, rest in peace, Buster.
See, I didn't see that one. I don't know if I want to. I'll probably cry.
Well, he doesn't die in the movie, so you're not going to miss anything.
But like the Supra and the Challenger part ways.
About you, my friend.
But so, I mean, I don't. But it's still sad.
It is sad. It's sad. But at the beach, they're like, we agreed that Mia and Brian can't do this anymore. They've got to raise a family. They've got their son there. And then they go off, and you don't see Mia again until Fast and the Furious 9. She's back. So I don't understand. What are they going to say happened to Paul Walker? Because they've never addressed it in any of the movies. They just say, rest in peace, Buster, is how they ended that movie. It's just on the title screen. We never talk about him dying.
Maybe his son will do something.
Well, I'm sure that they'll pick that up in 20 years. They'll have both of those, Buster and all them, because Dominic Toretto now has a kid with the other girl from the Brazil movies, even though Letty's back, because we thought Letty died, and then he had the thing with the Brazil cop, and then I mean, you can see how this movie
he's still with the Brazil cop? I thought he was back with Letty.
He is, but the Brazil cop died. You don't know that because you stopped watching after Fast and Furious 7.
Okay.
She dies in 8, I think, or 7. I don't know. She dies in one of them, but he is back with Letty, and they're raising his child. And Letty fully accepts and doesn't, she's not holding any grudges that he moved on because, she was put into a trance by whoever and thought she was dead and ran all that stuff with Carlos Draga and all that stuff. That's the real name, Carlos Draga.
Dude, I'll tell you what I loved about Tokyo Drift is that it didn't have all this unnecessary crap to it. It was just about fixing up, what was that, a 69 fastback Mustang?
I think it was a 66 Mustang. And that's the greatest, one of the greatest songs. That song, I can't do it. We'll get monetized. But that song is so great when they're putting the RB32 twin turbo Skyline or motor into that. Oh, it's just fantastic. It's really good.
Man.
And another thing is we need to bring back Eva Mendes because she was in some of the Fast and Furious, but she's in Fast and Furious 2, and then she was at the end of 5.
Too Fast and Furious.
Yeah, we need to bring her back. Bring back Eva. Start a hashtag movement.
I do like Eva.
Can we bring Eva Mendes back, and then we could get a Ryan Gosling because he was in Drive, which is a better version of Fast and Furious, you could say.
Or he was. We could even bring back his character of from The Place Beyond the Pines and driving motorcycles.
Yeah, there you go. He could. I bet he still knows how to do the carnival wheel thing because I think he really did that, didn't he? I feel like that's true.
I don't know if he did, but I think the stunt guys that wasn't like CGI or anything.
Okay.
Like those guys are actually doing that.
I'm probably one of the 400 movie accounts that I follow on Instagram. It's probably a real thing. I'm sure. They say the same thing over and over. And then it's funny.
When I see them, I'm like, are you guys just run by the same person, just using a different face?
I like to click on it because they always do something with Christopher Nolan. Like it's probably, I've not seen one in a week, so it's time for it. But usually it's wrong. And it's the one that really drives me crazy. It's the mountain song where Matthew McConaughey's like, Bran, get back to the ship. Those aren't mountains. That one, that song, it's like the tick. It's, Christopher Nolan's real watch that Hans Zimmer recorded. It's the real thing. But I think each tick is supposed to be an hour on Earth, but they usually say it's a second or it's a month or it's a day or something is wrong. And so then they're like, well, that would be 483 years and not 32. And so I always get really intrigued when they
so is each tick not 7 years?
No, it's not 7 years. It's something different. It's each tick in the song itself I think it's an hour. So because then it's like a 4 minute and something song and you do that and it works out to be 30 something years somehow. Or it's an 8 minute song. I don't remember. I could be wrong on that, but I know whatever they say is not correct. And there's like a bazillion comments and they've yet to actually fix it. That's one of my favorite scenes.
Have you commented?
No, I don't get involved in Instagram comments. That's too much work for me. I can't spell good and my grammar's poor. And I don't want to say something and then somebody come at me because I forgot to put an apostrophe UR or a period or a comma somewhere. That's childish. If Cam Newton can type the way he does, I should be able to not to text without fear of grammar police.
You're not a kid, man. That dude is crazy.
Well, All right, Garrett, if you got anything, I feel like we've ran the gamut here.
I think it's been pretty dang good.
I mean, it's usually, we're right in an hour and 15 minutes. I don't know what song I'm going to play to send us out. Probably that same garbage thing I did earlier.
Keep it consistent.
I might as well, but I'm going to find something else. I'll spend all night tonight trying to find that.
The perfect one.
The perfect one. So today, let's recap. We talked Vols baseball. We got you caught up with them. They have a weekend series against the Texas Agriculture and Mechanics, or whatever their name is, for Texas A&M and College Station this weekend, followed by a game with Lipscomb. And then the Braves have a game tonight against the Yankees, who hopefully we win. If we don't, who cares? Off day tomorrow, and then a 3-game set with the Diamondbacks. And then that's it. We'll probably have another podcast at some point in time next week. We talked about Fast and the Furious. We talked about Jennifer Lawrence. We talked about how I have a crush on Emily Blunt and Olivia Wilde. You should go watch Ted Lasso on Apple TV. Garrett struggles with changing his name on Zoom, and we need an intro song. We have a YouTube page, an Instagram, a Twitter, a TikTok, a Gmail, merchandise maybe in the next couple of weeks, months. Did I miss anything?
That's pretty dang good right off the top of your head.
I've been working. I've been taking my vitamin B every day so I can, just do good.
You've been doing like memory tests and stuff?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I've been doing that Pluto, Cadeau, whatever game, been playing a lot of Wheel of Fortune on my phone. So I'm doing good. Me and old Vanna. Got it covered.
Old Vanna.
Yeah. Old Vanna White. So, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start the music. So everyone, thanks for listening as always to Scruffy City Sports. For Garrett Cheatham, I am Norm Shaver. Please go check us out on YouTube. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. A doobly doo. It helps the algorithm, as all those cool kids would say. And we'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody. It's a great song. Great song.